One Man's Family, now brought to you transcribed every weekday night at this time by Bactine, a remarkable new family antiseptic and germicide. Another fine, dependable product of Miles Laboratories, makers of Alka-Seltzer. Overheard between Paul and his father in the kitchen of the family home at midnight.
And now what's bothering you, Dad?
We have just learned that Mr. Gans, the night watchman, has been in jail for him a $20 check.
Uh-oh.
Yes, whenever I try to drop off to sleep, I see my $20 with 2 or 3 zeros added to it.
So that's how it is with the barbers today. Have you seen your druggist's display of Bactine? You'll certainly want to have a bottle of Bactine handy in your home this summer because Bactine is so good for so many different things. Bactine is the powerful new family antiseptic recently developed by Miles Laboratories after 4 years of intensive scientific research. Bactine is a clear, stainless liquid with a clean, fresh odor, and it will not sting nor burn like harsher antiseptics. It is wonderful for cuts and scratches. You'll find Bactine excellent for relief from symptoms of insect bite, poison ivy, heat rash, or sunburn. Bactine provides a really effective relief from the itching of athlete's foot and helps combat the infection, a fact that has been proved in numerous clinical tests. Try Bactine. Get a 30 or 70-cent bottle of Bactine from your druggist. Read the descriptive folder that comes with it and see for yourself how many uses it has in the home. Bactine. Bactine. Chapter 9, Book 76, The Book of Rexford, Frome. It is midnight now in Seacliff, San Francisco, and Paul Barber, returning from a business meeting, has just put his car in the garage at the family home. Leaving the garage, he stops suddenly, and a voice calls through the darkness from the back steps.
Mr. Paul Barber?
Who are you?
I'm Arnie Gans.
Who?
I'm the watchman. Your father hired me.
Oh, yes, I've heard about you.
Yeah, I didn't want to startle you. Just having a midnight snack here in the back steps.
Oh, I see.
Hey, your good mother always leaves me sandwiches and a thermos of coffee for me. Sure tastes good along about midnight. Want an egg sandwich?
Oh, no, thanks. How are things tonight?
Oh, quiet. That Frome went out for a walk about 11, but he's back home now. Yep, it's all dark and quiet over there and so forth. That's why I thought I'd have my lunch now.
Mm-hmm. Well...
Mr. Barber, before you go...
Yeah?
Of course, this might not be my business, but...
You better lower your voice a little, Gans. People are trying to sleep.
Oh, yeah, pardon me. Well, I was going to say there was a fella called on you here last night, you know.
What about him?
Well, a couple of evenings ago, the same fella called on Mr. Frome. That mean anything?
Well, no reason he shouldn't. He was Mr. Frome's attorney.
Oh, I see. Well, kind of had me worried.
Well, you apparently keep your eyes open.
You betcha. You folks are so doggone nice. I want to give the best service I can. Somebody's in your kitchen. Oh, your father don't seem to sleep so good lately. Oh, that's too bad. I guess he must have heard us.
Paul, that you?
Yes, Dad.
Yeah, thought I heard you drive in. Oh, evening, Gams.
Evening, Mr. Barber.
I hope we didn't wake you, Dad.
No, couldn't sleep. Came down for a snack in the kitchen. Coming in?
Yeah. Good night, Gans.
Good night.
Well, what's the matter, Dad?
Couldn't get to sleep, turning, tossing. Yeah, I discovered a piece of pie in the refrigerator.
You find apple pie a good sedative, do you?
Humorous.
Won't that milk out of the refrigerator be pretty cold on your stomach?
No, I like cold milk. Well, sit down. I'd been hoping that you might feel inclined to tell me what Mr. Frome's attorney wanted with you last night.
Oh, not very much, Dad.
Yeah, very informative. Then tell me this, will you? He feels the man to be a dangerous character, just as I do. Is that true?
Well, he's naturally concerned, Dad, or he wouldn't have come to see me.
Nobody confides in me. Strange attorneys drop in. Nobody tells me anything.
Well, there's nothing to tell you. Frome Well, he's in a highly nervous state, and when Christine gets here, we'll do what we can about him. And until then, as Jack pointed out, and Judge Hunter, too, there's nothing that can be done unless the man commits some overt act, which he hasn't done.
Madman.
Well, let's not talk about it now. I'm going up to bed.
Paul.
Yeah?
Your mother and I, we want very much to get to know Christine when she gets here.
Yes, of course, Dad.
She could stay here with us. Glad to have her.
Well, I don't think she'll do it, but there'll be time enough to discuss that when she arrives. But thank you very much.
Yes, we want her to feel at home here. We'll help her as much as we can, Paul, for your sake. I realize now, in spite of her brother, she herself, no doubt, is a charming person, and I...
Well, that's nice of you, Dad. Aren't you going to try that sedative?
Yeah?
The apple pie?
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm not really hungry. It's just that I'm not sleeping. I go upstairs. I think this is the night I'll sleep. All these thoughts keep going through my mind.
Oh, what thoughts, Dad?
Oh, I don't know. The older I get, the more complex things seem to be. Nothing is ever as you think it's going to be.
Oh, come on now. Cheer up. Don't let it get you down.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about the Frome affair alone. Tonight I've been hag-ridden about this watchman I engaged. You were talking to him, Paul. He seems a nice fellow, doesn't he?
Well, I guess so. I hardly think we needed a watchman, however.
Yes, but he appealed to your mother and me. The other night, you know, that cold, foggy night, we called him in for a cup of coffee. We gave him an old tweed coat of mine. He was shivering, Paul. A threadbare, skinny little misfit. They touch your heart sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't let it ruin my sleep.
Yes, but the point is, Paul, I didn't investigate the fellow. He seemed all right, eager, you know. It wasn't that I sought him out. He came and asked for the job.
Yeah, well, what about it?
Huh? Jack didn't tell you?
Tell me what?
You aren't home enough to keep abreast of things. What was this dinner you had to attend tonight?
Well, let's not get off the subject, Dad. What about Gant?
Yeah? Oh, well, Paul, it seems he's just out of prison.
Oh?
An appealing, wistful, bird-like little fellow and just out of San Quentin.
Who told you that?
He did. Oh, yes, came right out with it. Appreciative of the warm coat and the coffee. Little ordinary, decent human kindness. He felt he should confess it to us. He said he's trying to go straight.
Well, let's hope he is.
But it was honest of him to admit it, huh? I have faith in him.
What's bothering you, then?
Well, he was in for forgery, Paul.
Well?
Tonight, I would be just dropping to sleep, and I would see my $20 check with 2 or 3 zeros added to it.
You've given him a check?
You find it amusing?
Why don't you stop payment?
Well, Paul, if the poor little man is trying to go straight, I don't want him to feel that I lack faith in him.
When'd you give him the check?
Oh, 3 or 4 days. Had plenty of time to clear.
And hasn't.
I get in touch with the bank every morning. It hasn't turned up. I don't understand it.
Why don't you ask him about it?
Paul, I've considered every angle of this matter. Now, grant that Gans is trying to be honest. I hope so. He said our kindness to him has restored his faith in human nature. Well, then, I don't want to make prying references to the check, don't you see? I'd like him to feel that we have faith and trust in him. Seems to me that's the only attitude I can assume which will help the man's morale.
Have you told the bank about this?
I've asked if this certain check has cleared. Nothing.
I'll tell them the situation. Maybe they can send a directive through the clearinghouse not to cash that particular check for any sum over $20.
Huh? Oh, why, certainly. Yes, excellent, Paul. I'll do that. Yeah. Well, here, let's have a piece of pie.
Oh, thanks, Dad. I'm tired. I think I'll...
Henry, what in the world are you... Oh, Paul.
Hi, Mom. Well, you two are night owls, aren't you?
I turn over, reach out for Henry, and he's gone. You're not going to drink cold milk again, Henry. You know what it does to you.
Doesn't do anything to me, Fanny.
Either warm it up or don't drink it. Oh, please don't look at me, Paul. I know I'm a sight.
Why, Mom, you look cute.
In this bathrobe, I'll bet. Drinking cold milk, Henry. You ought to know better. I'll pour it in this pan and warm it up.
Well, I'll let you two have your midnight snack, and I'll go on up to bed. Good night, Mom.
Good night, Paul. How was your meeting?
Oh, much talk and little accomplishment. Good night, Dad.
Yeah. Good night, my boy.
At your age, Henry, Your stomach can't take much more of this sort of thing.
No. I feel splendid, Fanny. I'm going upstairs in a minute and sleep like a top.
Did Paul tell you what Mr. Frome's attorney had to say?
Huh? Oh, we only touched on that. We were talking about Gans, Fanny. Paul made an excellent suggestion about my check, you know. Huh?
My goodness, somebody at the back door at this hour.
Now, stand back, Fanny, and let me go.
Be careful, Henry.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just me, Mr. Barber.
Oh, yes, Gans.
I saw you both were up, so...
Yes. Come in.
How do you do, Mr. Gann?
Evening, Mr. Barber.
Well, I'll go up now, Henry. Your milk's warming up. Don't let it get too hot. Good night, Mr. Gann.
Good night, ma'am. Good night. Oh, the sandwiches were great tonight. Thanks a million.
You're welcome, Mr. Gann.
Well, Gans, what's on your mind?
Say, remember that $20 check you gave me?
Yes, indeed. What about it?
Well, this is a mighty difficult moment for me, Mr. Barber.
Yes.
And so forth. I raised it, sir.
I beg your pardon.
I put a couple of extra zeros on it.
You did what?
I lifted it, but...
Where did you cash it?
Oh, I didn't cash it, Mr. Barber. Here, you take it back and tear it up.
Yes, sure.
I couldn't resist doing a little piece of work on it, but now I need some money, Mr. Barber. Would you mind paying me in just plain, ordinary cash?
Paul will be back in just a moment with further developments on Rexford Frome. Friends, available at your drugstore right now is the remarkable new family antiseptic, Bactine, spelled Bactine. You've never seen anything exactly like Bactine because there has never been a product exactly like it on the market. Bactine is the result of 4 years of scientific research, experiments, and tests. This clear stainless liquid antiseptic has remarkable germ-destroying powers, yet it is so gentle that it is ideal for use with children. You'll find many, many uses for Bactine in your home, and you'll want to keep it handy always. Try Bactine. Get a 30 or 70-cent bottle of Bactine from your druggist. You'll call it the handiest bottle in the house. Bactine. Bactine. All right, Paul.
Christine's plane, which has been held up for 2 weeks at Shannon, Ireland, has been released from quarantine. The sick passenger died suddenly yesterday, and an autopsy revealed no Asiatic fever, and a clean bill of health has been given to the plane and the remaining passengers. Tonight's paper revealed this. No word from Christine yet. I assume she will soon continue her flight here to her brother, Rexford Frome, despite his threats and warnings. And that's how it is with the Barbers today. Good night.
Are you miserable with hay fever or a summer cold? Take Tabsin quick. Feel better quick. Tabsin, spelled Tabcin, is the new improved antihistaminic tablet that is more than just another antihistaminic. Tabsin offers quick relief from sniffles and sneezes. Tabsin helps relieve the aches and pains of a cold, acts to reduce fever. That's triple action relief. Yours when you take Tabsin, the bright red tablets in the bright red package at all drugstores. One Man's Family is brought to you transcribed every weekday night at this time by Miles Laboratories, makers of Bactine. Tomorrow, Chapter 10, Book 76. This is a Carlton E. Morse production, directed by Michael Raffetto.
One Man's Family comes to you from California. Stay tuned to NBC and Morgan Beatty for the latest news on the Korean War and the home front. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.